Okay, before we get into today's video, I'd like to give a congratulations to LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers as far as winning the in-season tournament. Shout out to the commissioner. This is obviously a success. Shout out to the Indiana Pacers. All right. You guys also represented in the in-season tournament. It didn't turn out the way you guys wanted to turn out, but hey, it puts more of a focus of the Indiana Pacers as far as an organization goes. Tyrese, he's slowly but surely proven his worth as being a future franchise player in the league. Also, shout out to Anthony Davis. He dominated in the in-season tournament, even though LeBron James won MVP. Who thought that Anthony Davis had a chance to sniff the MVP? You think they're going to give Anthony Davis the MVP and you got LeBron James on your roster, and this is the first ever? Think again, all right? But with that being said, it's a huge hit, I guess, as far as the fans go. The fans are more excited to watch the NBA in this early season because, the NBA season is a marathon, and a lot of people say nobody really watches the NBA seriously until after the All-Star break, which coincidentally, the NFL season is wrapping up. More people are watching the NFL than the NBA, okay? So it's great for the fans, sparks interest in the fans to watch a lot of these NBA games early on. It's great for the league, the health of the league, the growth and development of the league, as well as you could package and parlay this in-season tournament in the next contract negotiations to Turner or Fox Sports 1 or ESPN, CBS, NBC. If you want to package the in-season tournament separately, okay. It's great for the league that way, particularly when you're trying to get the most bang for your buck on TV rights. All right. Great for the fans. But how realistically is this good for the players as well as the organizations? Because correct me if I'm wrong, they play 7 games in the in-season tournament, correct? And those games count. But the final game, the enchilada, the cherry on top, it's not counted as a win or a loss in the regular season. So a team that's struggling early on happens to get in the in-season tournament. They win 7 games. They win the in-season tournament title. How does this championship credit for them this season? Now, I'm pretty sure when you look at the history books, it credits that way. But if you're a team that's always in the news as far as being contenders and possibly winning an NBA title, how does this help? Particularly when a lot of NBA teams, a lot of NBA players want to rest and not play as hard in the early half of the NBA season, particularly old veteran players. And they like to, save their energy for later on in the season. You got a lot of people that speak in volumes of that way, even though it's 82 games. You don't play all 82 games in 1 week, right? So they should have plenty of time to rest. I always was a component on that, but, nevertheless, people, when you got older teams, older players don't want to play as hard, and they feel that the early half of the NBA season is really not all that important. Now you gain, you spark interest, and teams are willing, if they want to play the in-season tournament, to turn it up a little bit to win the title. All right. But like I said, it's great for the league. It's great for the fans. I just don't see how ultimately this is great for the players or the teams, because now, you're really showing 2 narratives that NBA fans have always speculated, but get downplayed and say, no, you don't know what you're talking about, particularly with NBA players, with coaches, with broadcasters, personalities on these talking head networks. when a lot of NBA fans say they should play hard all the time. It should be no excuse. Like, I work all the time, so how come they can't play as hard? I mean, I work as hard, so how come they can't do the same? How come in certain games they don't take it to the max? Or in certain games, they have a mysterious injury and they have to be sidelined and they are unable to play that game. They take time off. On top of people thinking that the early half of the NBA season is, they don't, the players are not playing as hard, and the early half of the NBA season is not watchable. People really watch it after the All-Star break, but you always have fans say that, but they get, slapped down a bit, saying, well, you don't know what you're talking about. They play hard all the time. You have to be realistic. They're not going to be available for every game, and they're going to have certain nights and certain games where they're going to rest or they're not going to play. So with this in-season tournament, fans are going to start saying, so I guess the NBA players pick and choose when they want to play. When it's important to them, then they'll play. But when it's not important to them, they're not going to play. And that's a huge stumbling block the NBA had an issue with before this in-season tournament. Because you got this load management crap, and you got coaches doing this load management crap. You got top-tier players, not only LeBron James, but Kawhi Leonard, load management type of crap. And now you're saying you want to make this in-season tournament thing traditional, where they'll play it in the early half of the season. So now all these speculations that fans have about your product and of your players is valid, because now you're saying that, well, it's an in-season tournament. They're going to play. The in-season tournament is to motivate the players, to motivate the teams to play harder in the early part of the NBA season. That way, it's more advertiser. It's more ad friendly. It's more fan friendly. You're playing hard in the beginning of the season, and every game sort of counts in the regular season. Particularly if you want to market the NBA season and you want to take the same formula of the NFL. The NFL, they chop up their whole NBA season. Not one network gets all of the NFL games. Your Monday night game is always gonna belong to ABC, unless ESPN finds someone that wants to buy ABC, and then it'll be exclusively an ESPN thing, even though it's on ESPN. Okay, I think it's on ESPN. I don't watch ABC as much. All right, then you got your Thursday night game, which is Amazon or NBC, whoever's the highest bidder. You got your Sunday night package games. You got CBS Sports, got the AFC. You got Fox Sports that do the NFC. And you got your holiday games, and occasionally you'll have some Saturday night games. But what the NFL, what Roger has done, he broken the NFL season down to where every network gets an opportunity to have an NFL, somewhat of an NFL package, even the NFL Network. And that's what Adam Silver is doing with the NBA. He's packaging, breaking the NBA season down, and this in-season tournament is going to be a traditional thing. Would not surprise me none next year that it's exclusively only broadcast on one network. Do you hear me, Turner? Do you hear me, ESPN? Do you hear me, Fox Sports 1? Where they're going to package this and promote it as a singular thing. And you're going to start seeing them, break a lot of their NBA content separately so they can get the best bang for their buck when it comes to their TV rights, instead of trying to package the whole NBA season. They all I think they still promote the WNBA as part of the NBA package. If you want TV rights to the NBA, you also get the WNBA, even though there's not a huge fan interest in the WNBA, but it's still packaged. Okay, so if you got dead air, why not have a WNBA game playing? Now, I feel like this is the way Adam is going to run the NBA. He's going to break all this stuff down. This stuff's going to start being important. But a lot of fans who have always speculated that these players pick and choose when they want to play, the load management, the resting, and things of that nature is unnecessary, it's unwanted, and it really dilutes the NBA season. And now you have this thing going around. Well, the early part of the NBA season is not even important. It's not even important. And I feel like this in-season tournament makes the early part of the NBA that important. But the bigger picture is what this means for the Indiana Pacers and the Los Angeles Lakers for the ultimate goal of the NBA title. Because winning the in-season tournament doesn't reflect as far as, prolonging your success as far as winning the title. And that's apples and oranges. I feel like another thing a lot of teams and a lot of players are going to say is, well, we're going to take part of the in-season tournament, but we're not going to take it very seriously. I.e., that's why the Boston Celtics didn't advance further. That's why the Milwaukee Bucks didn't advance further. I mean, the Golden State Warriors wasn't even trying. Okay, even though I feel like this is going to be a down year for the Golden State Warriors. The only teams that was trying hard were the Indiana Pacers and the Los Angeles Lakers. And the reason why I feel like it's two different cadences. I feel like with the Indiana Pacers go, they're just rebuilding. They're trying to figure out what they have. I feel like there's some gems over there with the Indiana Pacers, but they're not contending anytime soon. They're not going to win the title anytime soon, with or without the in-season tournament. And when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, they have always been presented year after year after year after year of being the contenders, the heir of the throne. They're going to win the title this year. You just watch, okay? They're always year after year after year after year in part of trade rumors. The possibility of Kyrie Irving going to the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? Trae Young. The Trae Young trade is a possibility. The first destination, Los Angeles Lakers. Before the Greek Freak signed his contract, there was rumors and speculation out there that he too is going to be part of the Los Angeles Lakers. Like the Los Angeles Lakers are going to get all this great talent, and in return, they're going to give these teams what? Have no draft picks. They have nothing interesting that any other team may want. I mean, I guess they could trade LeBron James, but LeBron James don't want to be part of no trade. Anthony Davis, he's not all day. He plays when he wants to play. He doesn't play when he doesn't. He's got this stigma that's attached to him that other organizations are seeing. So, yeah, I feel like when you look at the Pacers and you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, I mean, it's great that they took part of the in-season tournament, but this doesn't change the standing. They still are what they are as far as their record go. And neither of these teams are I feel like that's going to make the title. They're going to have to get past a lot of teams. And that's why the in-season tournament and the playoffs are two different animals. Because the in-season tournament, anything can go. The worst team could possibly beat the best team. It's a one and done type of situation. But when you look at the playoffs, you got to beat this juggernaut 4 times in a season. And if you're not a great team like the Los Angeles Lakers, I feel like they're an average team, but they're not a great team. Or when you look at a team that's up and coming and trying to figure out, such as the Indiana Pacers, could you imagine Indiana beating Boston in a 4-game series or the Milwaukee Bucks? I highly doubt it. they're going to have a hard enough time beating the Atlanta Hawks. And I don't think the Atlanta Hawks are a very contending team. The Los Angeles Lakers, yeah, I can see them squeak by, squeak by and beat the Golden State Warriors. But what about Sacramento with those young horses? It's a lot of question marks. Okay. What about the Houston Rockets? I mean, slowly but surely, Ime Udoka is making this team contend. What about the Oklahoma City Thunder? They're loaded with talent top to bottom. I told you guys these guys are going to be contending this year. And I'm just talking about the first wave. I'm not even mentioning the second wave. Even if they squeak by and get by these younger teams that don't have a lot of playoff experience, what about the New Orleans Pelicans? Are you picking the Lakers over the New Orleans Pelicans in a 4-game series if both squads are healthy? Are you picking the Los Angeles Lakers over the Phoenix Suns if both squads are healthy? So yeah, and the Clippers, they're hot and cold. I wouldn't say they're the second tier, but they're part of that first tier that I just mentioned. That's going to be a tough matchup. That's not going to be an easy out. But hey, it is what it is. But congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers. You guys won. It's all good in the hood. Congratulations to the Indiana Pacers. It seems like y'all got some future picks that's going to pay off in the long run. But as far as this in-season tournament goes, it doesn't mean a hill of beans as far as elevating either of these teams as far as winning the title this year. And that's the ultimate goal. But guys, I'm done. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.